Cloud Kingdom, and introducing our two players in the top right spawn position. It is the red Zerg player playing for Team My Insanity. We saw him play earlier versus TLO in another ZVZ. It is Pengwin. And in the bottom left spawn position, we have got his challenger from CRG. What does that stand for, Maddles? Do you happen to know that out of the top of your head?
I did know, but I've forgotten it now.
Oh,
like you know that thing when you ask someone something and you're like, I know what that is, but like the part of my brain that knows it is like, no.
It is a Lindzo in the bottom left spawn position as the blue Zerg. ZVZ best of 3 starting on Cloud Kingdom. Let's see how things are going to be working out here.
Yep. So this is the winners bracket. That is my authority on that. That yes, it is definitely the winners bracket. I found it. I looked at it. I was like, yes, that is indeed what we're going on. So these two, I'm not quite sure who they beat previously to that. I couldn't actually see that on the same screen, but yeah, they are seeded 16th and 17th actually. So.
Okay.
They were on the cusp because 12 players go through, so they were just under the seeding of people to go through, which means they're obviously going to be playing pretty hard to try and win it. So obviously we just saw Dream get knocked into the lower bracket and he was seeded 7th, so this is already getting a little bit of a shake-off. So, yep.
It is, but it would have been a shake-up either way. I mean, it would have been either Zictamini or Dream in the loser bracket, and both would have been like, what are they doing in the loser bracket? I mean,
well, the reason that came about is because Dream actually lost.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, fine then. Fine then, if you've already done it, maybe I won't tell everyone. But yeah, so far things are going pretty good. We got a gas out of Pengwin, no gas out of Lindzo yet though, so that's the first change in the build. But both players getting their spawning pool at a pretty similar time, actually only a few seconds between them. Drone count, very similar as well, so yeah, this just means the Penguin's going to have a quicker Zergling speed, Lindzo a quicker hatchery.
Yep, there is the hatchery coming out of Lindzo, and of course the earlier speed could still be some kind of bailing aggression. Depends on how long and how much gas he's going to be mining out of that extractor. But one base bailing strategies with speed links to support them, not really the most common thing anymore. Mostly always we really see the expansion builds and go from there.
Yep. I mean, it's the safe thing to do. All you've got to really worry about is some kind of big ling pressure. Do you remember a lot earlier on today where there was the fake expansion into just a lot of speedlings? That's the only thing that can be really dangerous, so you need to get your baiting nest relatively quickly to cover that. But more and more Zerg players are actually choosing to go for the double evolution chamber and a spine wall off at the front with the 2 queens, which is really good at defending against that, and you can rush out roaches then, which is just obviously the better mid-game situation to be in. But currently, just as expected, Pengwin has his speed out sooner. The first gas only just getting mined now for Lindzo.
Pengwin is making 6 lings. Maybe he's going to be doing that same shenanigansy fake expansion again that he did versus TLO, that he actually had decent success with. So maybe he's just going to be switching into pure ling production now, hide his lings a little bit. Or these could just be, the standard 6 lings that we see come out and go across the map.
Well, straight away we've got some hidden at the bottom of his main. But we do have Lindzo coming in with 1 Zergling, but it doesn't actually get through. So all he sees at the moment, 1 is in the main base. But as long as he doesn't come down here, he should be absolutely fine and not spotting. And there the ling actually gets fighting. So comes in C-speed researching, but hasn't seen any of the additional Zerglings. So 6 still out on the field for Pengwin, who is now just pumping out 14 more. This is pretty much as all in as you can get.
This is the exact same build we saw him use earlier in the tournament versus Liquid TLO. He had decent success with that. He did end up losing that game, but he put some real pressure on TLO, and TLO might have lost. It
was really close, actually.
Yeah, it was really, really close. So against a lesser player that Lindzo arguably is, he might be thinking, well, it almost worked versus TLO. It is going to work versus Lindzo, so let's see how well it's going to be
blindly building 1 Baneling, though. He got his Baneling nest out very early. Mentioned earlier how important that is to do. A second Baneling now coming in as well. And as we can see, we've just got, well, only a couple of units there to defend against an awful lot of Zerglings. So, Baneling on 1 ling. That is not what Lindzo would have wanted. And Pengwin has now revealed precisely what he's doing.
Oh my god, he was barely able to run by that spine crawler and the Baneling. The Baneling was not done yet. The Baneling can get a good detonation. Nice micro out of Peng. Oh, no, that wasn't that good. He's actually targeting the spawning pool there for a second. Not the best micro out of Pengwin here, and I think he's going to get cleaned up in a matter of seconds. He doesn't have a follow-up to this. Will he be able to kill the queen? No, he will not. Oh, man, that wasn't as good as he'd hoped.
No, that is not as good as he'd hoped. He does have 10 drones in production behind this, though, but he's already 10 workers behind. That's quite a long way back. He does have his natural hatchery up, but clearly not mining as efficiently yet. Even though he has now got those additional drones out, he was behind for quite a long period of time. He needed to deal damage with that, but didn't kill a single drone with that ling push.
Now, what did he really end up killing? Not much of anything. 22 units lost for Pengwin and 6 units lost for Lindzo. So he might have lost a queen and a few banelings.
Yeah. Which isn't enough in that situation. And now
No,
Lindzo, he's adding on 3 additional gas, going up to 4. Probably, I'm really feeling mutas right now.
Yeah, mutas, of course, the current meta game that's being played in the ZVZ, the obvious gas. The obvious gas and gas. Horrible joke. Anyway, 4 gases coming up for Lindzo and also 4 gases going up for Pengwin. Pengwin.
Yep.
Is it Pengwin?
Pengwin.
Or Peng? Or is it like a penguin?
No,
like,
Pengwin.
Like
It's meant to sound like penguin.
Uh-oh. Looks like we had a bit of an accidental alt-tab there happen.
Yep, we're back into the game though, so sorry about that stream. But yes, Lair is finished up for Pengwin now. He's starting his Spire just as I thought he may. And really now for Lindzo, it's up to see what he does because he is on 4 gas as well, so could go straight into Spire, especially considering that he doesn't have a Roach Warren down, which is usually the indicator that it could be, say, Roach Hydra or something. But this third base from Pengwin is just... Oh, no, sorry. Lindzo's third base is getting taken out. And there's Lindzo's Spire as well, so Muta on Muta action.
Yeah, exactly what the current ZVC metagame looks like. A bit of mid-game, early-game aggression into mutas, which is exactly what we're going to be seeing here. And the earlier third base is, of course, going to be secured by Lindzo. He defended very well against the aggression of Pengwin, and he has a lead, so why not go ahead and grab your expansion a bit earlier? He's definitely making a right move here. He knows his opponent has not started his own third yet because Lindzo has a Ling there. He knows all what is happening.
We got everything looking good. A good little block on that third there. That was a sneaky little move. And actually, I love this out of Lindzo, that he's actually using an Overlord to generate creep in order to burrow his Spine Crawler at his third to help the defense. That is a really swish move.
Yeah, it is going to keep it a lot safer from the Zergling run-bys that we can see in these situations where both players go Muta. They also produce a lot of Zerglings and they hope to take out the hatchery, the third hatchery.
Now we've got quite a few speedlings, actually some going into the natural, some towards the third. This is going to force Pengwin to hopefully react to one of them and not the other. Link's running straight up into the main base, straight away getting a great read on exactly what is going to be going on.
And a few drones are going to be going down here. 2 drones fall. After that, the Zerglings decide they want to take out a queen, but that's a little bit too ambitious. They won't be able to do just that. The third base is now up and running for Lindzo. Immediately grabs his 2 gases. Wants to get his gas mining on the way ASAP so he can get those upgrades. Upgrades, very important on Muta Wars, and of course more Mutas.
Well, Pengwin, he actually was forced to cancel his third there, so it's really going to be heavily delayed compared to that of Lindzo's. Lindzo's also sending a 52 drones to just 38, so that in itself is a big, big problem. Now, what we can see is just a bit more aggression coming in, an Overlord getting sniped off there by Lindzo, so Pengwin suddenly is supply blocked, which is very problematic. Does have 3 in production, but they're a good 15 seconds away, so that's, in a ZVZ, a long time.
It is a long time. Lindzo up about 20 supply right now. Once again, supply blocking his opponent. Pengwin 74 out of 60 there for quite some time. Wasn't able to produce any additional mutas. It's now 10 mutas versus 10 mutas. And funnily enough, Pengwin has decided to go for the attack upgrade, whereas the current metagame really, really
favors the
Carapace upgrade. That's what I was trying to say.
So, yeah, as we've got now, some speedlings just running around. Lindzo definitely the aggressor, just poking, prodding everywhere he can and really is able to. Pengwin is now, he was supply block briefly, just grabbing out some more units. Both players banks. Well, actually Lindzo's looking very, very low. He's spending his money well. Pengwin getting a bit too many minerals out for the time being, just because he doesn't have that 5th and 6th gas still. And he may even be forced to cancel this again.
Oh my lord, only 4 Lings might be able to force the cancel here. Some decent Baneling detonations, might get a few good ones. There's still a lot of Zerglings alive, but no, the Banelings get focused fire down. Who has more mutas? That's the question.
It's Pengwin at the moment who's got a better arc, and he is just pushing through this. Lindzo deciding to try and fall back, and this is all due to the +1 air attack that is finished for Pengwin, but the carapace is not done for Lindzo yet. He's trying to engage the hatchery, and the natural is going to go down. This could be the deciding moment of the game, and there it does fall. But, of course, behind this, Lindzo is taking out the 3rd hatchery of Pengwin. It is literally just about to fall, but luckily gets saved now by just a few Zerglings. And I think now Lindzo should be able to push these units back. But the big thing is that currently Pengwin has 3 more, or rather 1 more Mutalisk. The upgrades are 1-0 against 0-1 for those air units, but the natural hatch was sniped.
Of course. The +1 Carapace, of course, a more useful upgrade because it's going to be denying the bounces of the Mutalisk glaives, going to be deducting damage from them because of the armor point that the Mutas now have got from themselves. So in a straight-up engagement, 16 Mutas versus 16 Mutas, Lindzo should win.
Yeah, Lindzo should theoretically win now, but the problem is it is so close. All you need is a little bit of miss micro on the Mutalisks, and then suddenly it won't go so easy. But Pengwin, he is pushing in. The Mute is engaging half at a time, which is not what you wanted by any means. And now that natural was not cancelled there, which isn't a huge problem because there's an excess of minerals. But as we see, just streams and streams of Zerglings coming in from Pengwin here. He is just going after that gas. He doesn't want any more Mutas out. There's a Muta on Muta battle, but some of Penguin's Mutas are not engaging as efficiently as they could be. That means that the Mutaflock is dropping quite quickly for our Red Zerg player, and it looks like Lindzo will be able to hold this off for the time being.
But he did lose that natural base again, and he is losing a lot of drones in the main base. The Zerglings of Pengwin are definitely doing work.
The Spire is getting focused down in the natural. That is a massive issue. If that falls, no more Mutas, and it is sniped out. Pengwin in such an amazing position now, even though he's slightly behind in terms of the worker count and the fact that they're both on 2 bases. Just without that Spire, no more Mutas. Pengwin can take the air superiority.
Yeah, he can. For basically the first time in this game, he's going to have more Mutas in just a minute than his opponent because of that Spy being sniped. Very pivotal thing, of course. Another engagement in the middle of the map. What are these Mutas doing? No! Pengwin!
That was not too fun. That is my official opinion on that it was not too fun. Suddenly, the Muta count for Pengwin down to just 8, compared to Lindzo's 17, but ultimately, it comes down to the fact that Pengwin has a Spire. He can make more. Lindzo can't.
That's true, but the gas is going to be stockpiling for Lindzo, and he is so far ahead in the Muta count right now. It doesn't really matter. He cannot really produce as many of those Mutas right now. Only 7 or 8 Mutas remaining for Pengwin, whereas Lindzo's just got so many more. He's got 17 to the 11, so he will be fine.
Yep, he should be absolutely ace holding this off. The third base trying to get taken out again by Lindzo, but Pengwin having none of it. The Mute is coming to clean that up. Meanwhile, we see Lindzo, because he's lost his natural a couple of times, taking a double expansion, rebuilding his natural while taking his 4th. That's going to be a good spot for him. He is still ahead in the work account and has been for quite a while, so his income is looking slightly better across the board. The Spire also now back up for Lindzo, so he can start that Muta production yet again. Yeah,
there he goes. Starts 7 Mutas, and that's going to be close to equal, but Lindzo's got a big lead right now. He's got the better upgrades, but not for a long time. Pengwin's also getting +1 carapace. He's going to be on 1-1, but his Mutas are going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. Where do they have to run to be able to get out of there? They're definitely going to take some additional damage. Those Mutas for Lindzo still in full HP.
Yep, suddenly though, some more Lings trying to attack into the natural, but too many there for Lindzo, and he can defend it easily. And this now basically just means we're in a bit of a odd position. There's a 2-base currently Lindzo against a 2-base Pengwin. The difference is Lindzo has his 3rd, which means he's not going to get mined out at his natural so quickly, which means technically he's in a slightly better position. But as we can see from the Mute account, that's a really important thing. Lindzo 24, Pengwin 15.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much impossible for Pengwin to really come back and still win this. The 3rd base is going to be up earlier for Lindzo. The 3rd base for Pengwin, has he really been able to mine out of that at all? I don't really think so. The gas geysers are both still at 2500, so he's not got a single drop of gas out of any one of those. The upgrades now favoring Pengwin, but the Muta count still heavily favoring Lindzo, and I think a lead of 10 Mutas is going to outdo the 1 extra upgrade.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Lurlin. It's not going to be enough. And as we see, Pengwin, though, he is coming in. He's going to try and snipe off his natural, but he's going to take a couple of volleys from Lindzo's Mutalisks, and he may even get a couple killed.
Oh, he's going to get a 1-2, gets 2, that's big. And 3.
A little bit of miss micro there.
Pengwin, he's already lost so many Mutas in this game because of miss micro. That battle in the middle of the map that really happened for no reason. Pengwin losing a few Mutas there, and he continues to lose them everywhere.
Having said that, though, to be fair, the resources lost incredibly equal. Just under and just over 1,000 on each side. So, 10,000 rather. And as such, this could be tough. But here we go. We've got Lindzo just targeting down that hatchery, but suddenly he took a lot of volleys from those Mutas, but Lindzo, he's still at 24 Mutalist to just 14 now. That is a massive advantage. And Pengwin, GG, well played.